Greetings, my empire. Drazu here back with another video, and today I'm coming at y'all with ESO PvP class tier list for Awakened Flame. Now, I haven't done one of these in a while. I believe the last class tier list I did was in Blackwood, and I just wanted to come today just to you know show y'all an updated tier list to where the classes are at right now in this meta. You feel me? So I thought now was the perfect time, and yeah, you feel me? But before I get into this tier list, man, number one, I want to ask y'all to hit the like button, subscribe, join the empire. You already know, helps me out, helps the channel out, and helps the channel grow. I appreciate the support. Number two, this is my personal opinion. This is where I believe the classes is at in this meta right now. You can have a different opinion from me. You could think that a class should be higher on the tier list that uh then I put I don't even, bro, what the heck am I saying? You could think that I put a class too low on the tier list, or you could think that I put a class too high on the tier list. I don't know what I was just saying, bro. But you feel me? If you think that, just put it down in the comments. Put it down in the comments. Be like, oh, I think this class should have been higher, or this class should have been lower. Let's have a discussion about this. Maybe you could change my mind. I don't know. You feel me? And number three, let me explain these tiers. So S tier, this means that the class is overperforming. It's very powerful. It's top right now. It's the go-to class right now if you just want to destroy. A tier means that the class is good. It's a solid class. It's a balanced class. It's not overperforming, but it's not underperforming as well. It's really good. Um, B means that the class is okay. It does good in certain areas. It does bad in other areas. Um, it just has a lot of highs and lows in certain aspects of PvP. And C means that the class is doodle, bad in all forms, or mid and some, and bad in others. It's just, don't play this class right now. You can play it, you feel me, but you're just doing yourself a disservice by playing the class right now. And without further ado, let's get into the tier list. So first, we have Mag DK. Mag DK, solid B. I'm going to put Mag DK in B because Mag DK, to be honest, has the best damage. In my personal opinion, if we're excluding like bombers, Magblade bombers, they have the best overall damage out of any class. They can output the most damage out of every class. The damage is absolutely insane. Their burst and tick damage is absolutely insane. In terms of their healing, they get decent healing. Colag is actually a pretty decent heal. You know, if you're getting like burst or something, if you take a lot of damage, you hit that Colag, you're probably gonna heal back close to full health, which is actually really good. When you're getting ganked or you're getting bombed like that. So really good Colag. They have offensive healing as well. With Flame Leash or Flame Lash. You feel me? They have decent healing. They don't have the best healing, you feel me? But Colag, pretty decent heal, and they have decent offensive healing. Um, you know what I'm saying? You can also run Cauterize, but a lot of people are not running Cauterize nowadays. So a lot of people is running Oblivion Flame for the extra damage. But you can still run Cauterize if you want to. If you want to run Resto Staff in the back bar, to be honest, you're kind of forced to run Resto Staff on Mag DK. Their healing is, they need regeneration. They just need to heal. You feel me? I don't recommend you run Sword and Shield back bar. I recommend you run Resto Staff. And their resource sustain is okay. As a DK, you get, resources on the offense. When you're ulting and using your abilities, you're getting your resources back, your stamina and Magicka. So as a DK, you already get decent, um, offense and sustain. But here's the thing with Mag DK. In a 1v1 situation, Mag DK is on top. In dueling, Mag DK is one of the best in dueling just because of the raw damage it puts out. The damage it puts out is absolutely insane. You feel me? But in open world PvP, that's why I feel like Mag DK kind of lacks and kind of struggles in, because yeah, like I said, Colag gives them a pretty decent heal. They get decent healing, but I don't think their healing and overall sustain is good enough to survive open world PvP when they take a damage from multiple sources, from multiple people. I feel like they have a hard time keeping up. They don't get natural movement speed in their kit. They probably have to rely on race against time, or if they can run Daedric trickery. But overall, I feel like they lack in sustain, and their resource sustain, even though it's good, I mean, even though it's okay, you feel me? I feel like, especially when I play, you know, Mag DK, and I see a lot of Mag DKs, they have real problems sustaining their resources. Like, uh, you know, me personally, even though I have, you know, a resource set on something like Bright Throat's Boast or the Lich, I still feel like I'm burning through my Magicka so much on Mag DK. It's absolutely insane. You feel me? So so I'm gonna put them in B. They have really amazing damage, but I just feel like they can't sustain an open world. It's very hard for them to sustain an open world in terms of healing and resources as well. So I'm gonna put them in a solid B. Now we have Magicka Sorcerer. Magicka Sorcerer I'm gonna put at S. Magicka Sorcerer is an easy S for me. Not only do you recently I've been playing Mag Sorc a little bit recently, and I find it to be really unfair. Um, Sorcerer in general has the best movement, you know, out of every class due to Streak. We get Streak, you know what I'm saying? Streak is one of the best, you know, just abilities just to get far away from your enemies. Not only can you get far away from them, but you stun them as well when you're doing Streak. So they're on the floor, and it's harder for them to get to you as you're streaking away. And it just felt unfair because my bad. When you catch a Mag Sorc's pants down, right? When you catch them with their pants down, with their shields off, you know, they're a pretty easy kill. You know what I'm saying? But every time, right? When I'm aware, you know, when I'm, you know, aware of my surrounding as a Mag Sorc, when I was playing, every time I would get caught in a bad situation, all I would have to do is streak away. And if Streak took away all my Magicka resource, I could just use Dark Deal to get my Magicka back. You know, Dark Deal is one of the most, it's the best, but it's the most overpowered abilities in the game, basically taking away from one resource pool and giving it to another. It's absolutely insane. And on Sorcerer, you can see how ridiculous it is. Like, Sorcerer in general doesn't run out of resources, because if they start to run out their main resource, they just take away from their other resources. So when I streak away, I can just get my resources back with Dark Deal. Then as the person is trying to chase me down, I could just whittle them down, do all the burst damage. Mag Sorc has amazing burst damage. We have Crystal Frags. We have Haunting Curse. If you're running the Destruction Staff, you got Flame Clinch. They just have so much burst. You feel me? And they have what's it called? Their execution. I forget what that lightning ability is called. They have a really good execution as well, a really good AoE execution as well that they can spam. They have really good burst damage. So the thing about Max Sorc is, when they get caught, all they gotta do is shriek away. They hit their enemies while the enemies is trying to get to them, burst them down. If the enemies get to them again, streak away, get your resources back, burst them down. You feel me? It's that easy. With shields is gonna be when you know how to use your shield. You know, if you're running like 2 or more shields, it's going to be hard to drop you since you're running all those shields. Especially if you're running Restoration Staff and you're running, you know, Healing Ward, giving you that healing shield. It's going to be absolutely uh, too hard to take you down. You feel me? As a Mag Sorc. So really good sustain, really good mobility, really good damage. You know, they just have it all. So Mag Sorc, easy as for me. Yeah, that was easy. You feel me? Now we have Magicka Necromancer. Now Mag Necro, I'm gonna put Mag Necro at A. A lot of people would disagree to Mag Necro being A. I know a lot of people that see Mag Necro as B or C, but you have to understand Necros in general. Necros, the class Necro in general, they completely took the anti-tank meta and just threw it out, you feel me? Because they're still so tanky, you feel me? They're just so tanky, you feel me? They're still tanky. It's like you're playing back in the old days where major protections was 30%. They still have so much tankiness, you feel me? And so much healing as well in their kit. They're just so hard to drop. But as a Mag Necro, I feel a lot of people say that Mag Necro simply doesn't have enough damage. You feel me? People have troubles with damaging on a Mag Necro, and it's the thing about Mag Necro is you have to play them weird because like 9 times out of 10 when you're playing Mag Necro, there's gonna be an AoE. You're gonna have like a boneyard in your rotation. You feel me? You're gonna have to hit people with the boneyard. Hit them with a couple of AoEs. You're gonna have destruction staff. Their kit is weird. It's kind of weird to do damage with them. But once you get the hang of it, you feel me, how to properly place your AoEs on people and properly get them in that position to do damage, they actually do a lot of damage. Like, and dueling, I think Mag Necro is like top 3 in dueling. Easily, if you know how to play it, you know what I'm saying? Especially with that ult, that every corpse on the ground when you use the ult, it summons every corpse as the magical blast bone and goes after the enemy. That's absolutely broken in duels, you feel me? Because you have like 20 blast bones coming at you, bro. That's an insta death. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and dueling, I feel like Mag Necro is really on top. And in overall PvP, yeah, they might lack you know, movement. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the most movement, but like I said, with a Mag DK, you can just get race against time to fix that movement speed issue. Like I said, they have natural tankiness. They're so bulky. You feel me? Mag Necro in general is so bulky, but Mag Necro just so much healing. Spirit Guardian, 10% mitigations with Spirit Guardian. You have Skeletal Mage, another pet that's doing damage. Just so much damage. And if you know how to play it and get all your damage lined up, it can be really like Mag Necro can be a real force to be reckoned with. So I'm gonna keep it at A. You feel me? You just have to know how to play Mag Necro to do really, really good on it. You feel me? If you know how to play it, it's a weird thing to play, but once you know how to play it, you're gonna do really good on it. So Mag Necro, you feel me? And if you just go out into PvP right now and see Mag Necros, they're really hard to drop. Like, and if you go up against any good Mag Necro, you will see what I'm talking about. How they play, how they have to play, and how they finesse their damage and actually get decent amount of kills. You feel me? But a lot of people, like I said, don't know how to play Mag Necro. You know, they don't know how to line up their damage like that. So they will see it as a bad class. But once you play it, like I said, once you know how to play it, you will see it as actually a good solid class to play. So I'm gonna keep it at that. Next, we have Magplar. Magplar Easy A. Jabs is really powerful. Right now, Jabs has always been powerful. Don't get me wrong, but right now in this, I don't know what's going on, what they did, but Jabs seems to be too powerful right now. It seems like Jabs is just hitting ridiculously hard. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just to give you an example for what I'm saying, it's like, say you're fighting a Templar and you're somebody who's using uppercut, right? It's like as you're trying to get your uppercut lined up, before you even get your first uppercut off, you're probably at like half health because they're hitting you with jabs. And as you're doing your uppercut, trying to get that uppercut off, that jabs is just doing so much damage to you. You're probably at half health before you even get your first uppercut off. It's absolutely insane. Just how jabs is just a crazy spell move that does so much damage. You know what I'm saying? Templars, Templar in general gets really good healing. They get they're extremely tanky. Ruin focus not only gives them resistances, but it also gives them resource recovery and it gives them a percentage heal when they're in the ruin focus. They have the cleanse circle, which is the best cleanse in the game, giving them a cleanse to 5 abilities. them and their teammates get a cleanse for 5 abilities, which is absolutely insane. You could just cleanse off poisons, completely shed all those poisons or debuffs off you like it's nothing. You're gonna be cleansing those snares and mobilizations. You're gonna be moving just fine in PvP. Um, Mag Templar in general, they get healing in their jabs as well. Mag Templar has some of the, if not the best, one of the best offensive healing in the game. And if you pair that with something with the Ring of the Pale Order, you're not gonna drop on the offense. You're gonna sustain more than your target, and just take it from there. You feel me? Really good damage, really good sustain. The only thing that I would say they lacking is mobility. You know, Magplar maybe lacks it, but like I said, you can fix that with Race Against Time. But to be honest, you don't even really need Race Against Time on Magplar, since you have a cleanse and you're cleansing all their movement speed debuffs on you and stuff like that. You don't even have to run cleanse. On the Magplar, to be honest, you could run something like Vampire Mistform, you feel me? I highly recommend you, if you're a Magplar, try to become a vampire. It's really good. Undeath is really good on Magplar. Mistform is gonna save you from a lot of situations where you're taking damage from multiple sources. Um, really good. Magplar, easy A. Stand Warden, easy S. Warden as a class gets really good heals, really good resistances, and good damage. For me, it's like their passive does it all. Their passive gives them really good damage, heals, and tankiness. Their abilities are really good. Bull Netch is a overtime cleanse. It's a stamina. It gives you stamina resources back. You feel me? And it's a source of major brutality. So as a warden, you can go, um, dual wield bow or dual wield sword and shield, because you don't have to run two-handed for a source of major brutality, because you get it in your, and your class abilities. But you can run Riley and Bull Nash at the same time. You can pair those up, even though they both give you major brutality. The stats those both of those abilities give you alone, they kind of pair up together, because Riley gives you minor endurance. You feel me? Which is boosting your stamina recovery, and Bull Nash is giving you natural just stamina. So pairing those together, you're getting a lot of stamina from both of those abilities. Bull Netch is a cleanse over time, and what's it called? And Riley is a burst heal. You know what I'm saying? So you can still run those two abilities. You feel me? And it will still work really well. Um, Warden. My bad. Warden is the second most. In terms of classes, it's the second fastest class. Just because of wings. Wings, their source of major expedition. They have they have the best source of major expedition. No, there's no doubt about that. They get it in their class abilities, and both of the morphs of the wings is ridiculous. One of the morphs gives you minor berserk at all times, and one of the morphs gives you minor evasion at all times. Both of those really good. You could run the minor evasion one on the back bar, or you could run the minor berserk one on the front bar. Really versatile. Um, Stan Warden's Subterranean Assault is absolutely ridiculous. Pairing that with Uppercut, when you stun somebody with an uppercut and get that Subterranean Assault off, the damage is just godlike. You feel me? You get the godlike damage numbers. It's absolutely ridiculous. Um, like I said, mobility is up there, especially if you're running medium armor. You're just going to be so quick. Nobody's going to be able to catch you. You have Arctic winds. If you want to run that bit, I stopped running that on my Stan Warden, because the healing wasn't too good anymore, and I didn't like the stun. I feel like the stun, it was stunning people when I didn't want it to stun. When I wanted to stun the person with uppercut or something. But if you want to run that, it's still good. It's a good AoE stun. People run it when they don't run two-handed. So really good. Like I said, Warden, really good heals, really good damage, really good sustain. Um, Mobility, second best mobility as a class. And yeah, easy S. You feel me? They don't do bad in any form at all. You know what I'm saying? So easy S, Stand Warden. Uh Stamina Sorcerer I'm gonna put at S. Stamina Sorcerer I'm gonna put at S. Like I said, Sorcerer, the best mobility, hands down best mobility. Uh, Stamina Sorcerer gets what's it called? Crystal weapons. Crystal weapons is one of the most hardest hitting. Um, you know, for light attacks, it's the best. It's one of the hardest hitting light attacks you can do to somebody, because not only is it doing that a lot of physical damage, but it's gonna nerf their resistances as well. And it's pretty cheap, and it just chunks so much. You feel me? When you hit somebody with uppercut, hit them with that crystal weapon, bro, it's just so much damage. Stamina Sword has access to Streak. Streak, like I said, just ridiculous. You can get out of any situation. They have access to Hurricane as well, which is basically a 20-second minor. I think it's 15 seconds actually. It's a 15 seconds or 16 seconds minor expedition, which is even more movement speed. So you have Streak and you have minor expedition as well. Also, you could also run critical surge, which heals you when you do critical damage. So you could kind of run a critical damage build on Stam Sword and be an absolute beast. Uh, Even pairing it up with Briarheart, if you pair critical surge with Briarheart on a crit build, you're gonna be healing like crazy on the offense from your crits alone. You know what I'm saying? Really good damage. Sorcerer has really good sustain. Resource sustain, like I said, Dark Deal. You take one resource and put it to the other resource. It's really good on Stamina Sorcerer, because on Mag Sword, you can do that on Mag Sword, right? But you still need stamina on a Magicka character. You know, as a Stam Sword, you probably only have like one or two Magicka abilities that you need to proc. So when you could just completely take all the magicka from your resource pool and put it to your stamina, because you're not really using your magicka that much. You feel me? Like max swords, like I said, they use their stamina. They needed to break free, roll dodge, do all of that. As a stam sword, the only thing you use your magicka for is probably like one or two abilities. You feel me? So you completely just take that magicka and put it to your stamina. Amazing resource sustain. Um, and yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. They have good sustain, good damage. Um, you feel me? The Stam Sorcerer in general doesn't have too much tankiness. Like Mag Sword has shields and stuff, so they can be tanky with that. But Stamina Sorcerer probably is not the tankiest class. You feel me? Well, it's definitely not the tankiest class. They don't got a lot of tankiness in their kit. But like I say, and like I said, I think in my last tier list, movement speed or mobility in general transfers to sustain. You feel me? That transfers into sustain, because if you're so fast that somebody can't even hit you, I know everybody who's played PvP runs into that person that they just can't get their uppercut off on, or they can't jab them because they're so fast. You feel me? Um, that's basically stamina sorcerers. You feel me? They're so fast that you can't even get you know your abilities off, but they're hitting you with all their abilities and just doing so much damage to you. So Stamina Sorcerer, really good. I'm gonna put it at S. Now we have Stanblade. Stanblade, I'm gonna put Stanblade at A. I'm gonna put Stanblade at A. Um, Stanblade, really good burst damage. They have I, I don't even know how to put this, bro. I think they have the second. No, they're the best class for just overall burst damage. Burst damage in the shortest amount of time. Stanblade is probably the best class for that. Especially if you're running something like Ball Lords. You could if you end cap somebody, hit them with that surprise attack. Ball Lord gets proc and just do your whole rotation. You're probably gonna kill them just because just the amount of damage you're pumping out. Really good damage. Really good resource sustain. Um, they have an ability where when they light attack or heavy attack, they get stamina back and health back as well. So you're not gonna be have trouble with resources as a stand blade because you just get all of those back. They get they get resistances. That's the only thing that stand blade really is weird to me, is that their source of major and minor resolve is in their passive when they use a shadow ability to get it for a certain amount of time. I don't really like that, but it's there, you feel me? I guess it's kind of cool how you can get it just from using those abilities. But if you're not running heavy armor, it only lasts for something like 6 seconds, so it's not really too good. Stand blade does lack in um, overall bulkiness. They can't get dropped easily, but the reason it's an A instead of B for me is because of cloak. Cloak, it doesn't matter if they're squishy. Cloak, you can just get out of a whole situation and be scot free, fine. Um, yeah, cloak just really puts them at that A spot because they can't. It's hard to drop them. It's not hard to drop them because they're tanky. It's hard to drop them because they're cloaked and they're invisible. Not only do they have cloak, they have shadowy image as well, which is one of the best flanking, not flanking, kiting abilities in the game. Their spammable surprise attack is, I want to say, the top three spammable, because if you're doing it right, if you know how to play Nightblade, when you're using surprise attack, you have to rotate around the enemy while you're doing it because you're trying to flank them, get that stun off, get that extra damage off, and just chunk the person's health. You know what I'm saying? Really good stand blade, and I'm gonna put them at A. They don't overperform. You feel me? I feel like uh, I feel like in what's it called? What was the update before Blackwood? The update before Blackwood was uh bro, I'm forgetting. It's not Wake and Flame is this update. It Flames of Ambition. Flames of Ambition, I feel like Stan Blade was as in Flames of Ambition, but I feel like their damage was kind of nerfed a little bit. Like their overall performance was kind of nerfed. Just seeing Stan Blades out in Imperial City, Cyrodiil, stuff like that. Even though they still do insane amounts of damage, they're not as bad as they was in Flames of Ambition, where they were just completely doing it to people, like completely shredding people, and you couldn't basically do anything about it. You know what I'm saying? So really good. Like I said, Stand Blade, easy A. Now let's go to Stamina Templar. Stamina Templar, I'm gonna put that at S. Um, Same thing with like I said with Magplar. Jabs is really broken right now, and Stamplar jabs, biting jabs is just the epitome of a broken spammable. Especially if you're building crit on a Templar. If you're building a crit Templar, you're gonna absolutely shred with your jabs. It's gonna feel unfair how much damage you're doing to the opponent. Um, before they can even get the chance to do damage to you. You know what I'm saying? Because Templars get natural critical damage in their passives. You feel me? Biting jabs gives you major savagery. You feel me? That increases your critical chance. And if you run a race like Khajiit that gets a natural critical damage increase in their passive, bro, just pairing that off together, and if you're in full medium armor, your critical damage is gonna be absolutely insane. You could run critical sets like Briarheart to get you can heal off your criticals. Um, you can run sets like Griffons, you feel me? If you want to incorporate light attacks into your rotation, you can. Griffons is a really good set as well to get you even more critical damage. Just critical damage, Templars is absolutely insane. And don't get me started when you run it with Pale Order. Pale Order, absolutely ridiculous on Templar. Yeah, Stamplar is just really up there. Like I said with Mad Plus, Templar in general, like I said, good damage, good sustain, really, really good sustain, really good healing, and create God cleanse. Um, yeah, you feel me? And in terms of mobility, um, you can run dual wield on a Templar to get your major expedition. You feel me? It's kind. I actually recommend you to run dual wield, because if you run dual wield and you get something like the Black Rose daggers, you feel me, and get what's it called, Blade Cloak is gonna actually absolutely shred your opponents. The amount of damage you're doing from that Blade Cloak tick, you're gonna get more damage, and you're gonna get damage mitigations with the Black Rose Prison daggers. It's gonna be absolutely insane. Um, the only thing I would say that Templar lacks in is versatility, because you kind of need to run two-handed on a Templar, because they don't get a source of major brutality in their class abilities. So that's probably the only thing I would say that Templar doesn't do well in. But everything else, Templar is an absolute god in, and the damage alone from jabs alone is enough to put them in nets for me. All right, now let's talk about Mag Nightblade. Mag Nightblade. Now, when we're talking about bombers, right? Bombers is in a whole nother tier. It's SSS plus 1,000,000,000 kajillion. That's a whole nother tier. But if you, but I'm not gonna include bombers in this list. I'm gonna include just people building regular on Magblade. I'm gonna put Magblade in C. Magblade just generally underperforms right now. If you're building them regular, like I said, Magblade bombers is a whole nother discussion. But if you're building a Magblade regular, it absolutely underperforms. It just feels like it doesn't have enough damage to finish off its targets. Its sustain is good, but it's not good enough. Its mobility, if you're not running cloak, if you're running the other morph of cloak that gives you a heal and minor protections, I think that's called shadowy cloak or something like that. If you're running that version of cloak, you're probably not going to have a lot of you know mobility. Even if you're running shadow image, you're probably not going to have a lot of mobility still. You're going to be basically, as a mag blade, you're going to be decently tanky and decently have a lot of resources, but you're not going to have a lot of damage to even finish off people. And sooner than later, the person is just gonna kill you, because you just don't have enough to take them down. In a 1v1 situation, mag blades are okay. You feel me? If you know how to play, if you're hitting all your abilities, if you're doing everything right and not making any mistakes, you could wipe somebody. But chances are that person is just gonna out sustain the amount of damage you're doing. So yeah, Magblade, I'm gonna put at C. They just underperform right now. I personally can't even play on my Magblade. It just feels way too weak. It feels like I'm getting destroyed for no reason. I tried shield builds. I tried heavy armor builds. Nothing just seems to work. It just seems like Magplar. I mean, I said Magplar. Magblade is just not doing good right now. So I'm gonna keep it at C. Now, Mag Warden. I'm gonna put at B. Mag Warden, like I said, Warden in general has really good movement, really good healing, really good damage, really good sustain. But Mag Warden's sort of combat is not really that good. Um, it just seems like they don't put out too much damage. Um, and they struggle in group PvP battles. If they can't take damage from multiple sources. To really do good on a Mag Warden, you have to run sort of like a weird, really tanky build that can like kind of finesse damage, if you know what I'm saying. Um, but overall, like, I feel like the only way for you to get sufficient amount of damage on Mag Warden is for you to run like a sort of a melee build, with like a maul or a sword, you know what I'm saying? But even running something like that, um, you know, it kind of, I don't even know how to put it. It kind of is weird what they can. I feel like Mag Wardens are best as ranged people. You feel me? But they do more damage up close. If you get what I say, I don't know how to put it. I don't even know how to put it. You feel me? I just feel like they don't do enough damage. And when they get to do damage, they could just get burst down easily as they're doing this damage. It's really hard to line up your subterranean assault, or not subterranean assault. That's the magical version of subterranean assault. I feel like it's really hard to line it up with Mag Warden, because you know, you're taking a lot more damage, than a stamina warden would. So you don't have the luxury to wait for that those beetles to come out the ground. You feel me? You need to be on the go. You need to be on the move. Um, but those beetles takes time. You know what I'm saying? And you're taking too much damage, then you will probably have to fall back a little bit to sustain. And bam, you miss your chance to use the beetles. You feel me? But overall, they do good in certain situations. Like I said, they could be very, very good if you run a sort of a tankier mag warden. Um, they can do really, really good. They can run permafrost, which is a really good AoE freeze that could change up the fight. It could change the tide of a fight if you know how to use permafrost well. Um, destruction staff. If you use your destruction staff abilities well, you can do decent amounts of damage. But overall, I feel like they don't do enough damage to uh, be valuable right now. Uh, the damage that they can do, it has a timer, because everything is revolving around that subterranean assault, really. Um, for you to get your main burst, but like I said, it's on a timer, and you don't have luxury to wait there for that subterranean assault. So I'm gonna keep Mag Warden at B. You can definitely debate it A if you want to. uh Maybe I just had bad experience on Mag Warden, but even if I had bad experience, like I said, I'm in Cyrodiil, I'm in PvP, and Mag Wardens in general, just I've went up against them, and I've had some on my team, and it feels like their impact is just so minimal um, in terms of team fights. Like they're the first ones to go, or if they're not the first one to go, they're probably running or something, or they're not doing it as much damage. You feel me? So um, Mag Warden B, but still a really solid class. Like I said, you just have to build it a certain type of way. If you know how to play it, you can do good. You can definitely do good on Mag Warden. You could definitely kill people, but I feel like it takes an extra arm and a leg to do all of that. So I'm gonna keep it at B. Um, Stamina Necro, I'm gonna put at S. Um, like I said, Necro in general completely, uh, completely just threw out the anti-tank meta, because they're still unbelievably tanky. A lot of healing, a lot of sustain. Um, Blighted Blast Bones is so crazy. You feel me? It's like a second uppercut. If you pair Blighted Blast Bones with uppercut, it's basically like you hitting somebody with uppercut 2 times, and they can't heal because Blighted Blast Bones is putting that defile on them as well, which is absolutely insane. Um, you get uh Spirit Guardian mitigations. You get the tether. You feel me? You get the healing tether, which gives you like a crazy tick heal. You're getting like tick heals like every 1 second, or not even at like 0.5 seconds. You get a heal. Absolutely ridiculous, bro. Healing is absolutely insane on that girl. It's kind of broken. Like, you know what I'm talking about once you go up against a Necro. Like, when you 1v1 a Necromancer, you can see what I'm talking about in terms of healing, how they're just so hard to drop, you feel me? And it's like, they're doing so much damage to me, but I'm doing so little damage to them. It's not adding up. Um, if you want to go a tick build with Necromancer, you can. You feel me? Necromancers get a 15% extra bonus dot damage in their passive, so you can go tick builds with them. Um, they get natural penetrations in their passive as well. Pairing this up with, if you pair Stam Necro up with Wood Elf, you're going to be an absolute beast. And what more can I say? Necro just has it all. Probably the only thing they don't have is movement speed, but like you can fix that with Race Against Time, or you can run Danger Trickery. So uh, just top right now. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the Stam Necro at S. Last but not least, we have Stam DK. I'm gonna put Stam DK at A. Stam DK is really, really one of the classes that that doesn't have, like, you can run Stam DK with like no sort of buffs to your dots and still do a lot of damage with your poison dots, just because of the fact that your DK and your poison dots get, I think it's 50% extra effectiveness of your poison dots. So your poisons hit super hard on DK. You get crazy burst damage with Dragon Leap. Dragon Leap is when it works. When Dragon Leap works, or yeah, when Dragon Leap works, it hits. You feel me? When it hits, you feel me? It's an AOE. It's an AOE CC that does amazing damage. You're gonna get your resources back because, like I said, DK gets resources from their offense. What else? If you're running Obsidian Shield, you're gonna have amazing healing because when you're doing your Obsidian Shield, you're gonna get that major mending. You can also run Petrified on Mag DK. You feel me? If you feel like you want to run that, but you can run Uppercut as well, do amazing damage. What else can I say? Cauterize is a really good heal on Stam DK. Uh, good overall dot heal that just is super cheap, and it's something to use your Magicka on. You feel me? It's something to use your Magicka on because you're gonna have a. I noticed that DK, Stam DK in general gets a decent Magicka pool since you know, they get those resources back. They get Magicka and Stamina resources back when they do, you know, when they're in the offense. So you're gonna have a decent Magicka pool, and might as well spend that Magicka pool on some extra healing. Cauterize really good. Um, Movement, mobility, not the best mobility. Uh, Probably gonna have to get Race Against Time, Danger Trickery. I know I said that a couple of times in the video, but it's true. Not the best movement. Um, you know, really solid damage. Not nothing too crazy, but DK has really solid damage, especially in their ticks. Their ticks really hit as well. DKs are really tanky. They get really good heals. Um, but I don't think they overperform. Like, in terms of healing, Necro definitely outperforms DK in healing. In terms of damage, you know, Templar outperforms them in damage. You know what I'm saying? Mobility, they definitely get outperformed mobility, but they're still a solid class overall. You feel me? And that's pretty much the tier list, man. I hope y'all enjoyed, man. If y'all did, bro, make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe, join the empire, you feel me? Let me know down in the comments, bro, if you agree with what I put. If you disagree, let me know. Put it down in the comments. Let's have a discussion. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Drazer Empire out. I'ma see ya.